leave me here! After everything I've done!
Who are you talking to?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were still out. I was just talking to myself. To everyone. Sometimes I think Thatch is right. My people should take a more courageous stand against our enemies. Maybe things would be different if we did. Are you okay?
My head aches terribly.
You must have hit yourself pretty hard. Come on, let's see if we can find that escape pod and get out of here.
Well, well. Look what we have here, Mr. Klent. 2 Garradadians who are just about to be the main course at a Telemite feasting. You should thank us for your fortuitous rescue.
You know, Captain, I don't think they're very grateful.
I think you're right. Perhaps I can instill some gratitude in them.
Stop it!
Now, Garradanian, you'd be grateful if I stopped doing that, wouldn't you? So, what do you say?
Thank you.
For
not hitting me anymore.
See? Now that wasn't so hard, was it?
Most of the cargo is dead, Captain. It seems these are the only survivors.
A poor haul, to be sure. Almost a wasted effort. But I'm sure we can get something for this.
These vile creatures are not able to vanquish us. That shall have no bit of fortune.
Well, this one's full of fire. I'm sure she'd fetch quite a sum on the market.
My manner of words you speak, Jackanape, might be this market.
You don't know? I'm going to sell you to the highest bidder where you will make someone a very entertaining servant, to be sure.
I be no one's servant.
You will be whatever I tell you to be, girl, or I promise you'll face a most uncomfortable death. Take them away.
No. No, I refuse to believe it.
We have all the evidence in front of us.
But why? We're all Garradanians. We're all working for the salvation of our people.
Perhaps this was slipped in by someone outside, before you received it.
Impossible. That unit was assembled in the lab, piece by piece. Every micron of its surface was examined for flaws. We have too much riding on this fleet. We weren't going to take any chances. Whoever installed that transmitter had to be someone who worked on the project.
Who had access to this piece of equipment?
You didn't get a place on the team by walking in off the street. Everyone there was thoroughly checked out by 100 different agencies. We all trusted each other.
So that means anyone could have planted the bug.
Yes.
Then we'd better find out who. I'm quite certain this won't be the only one around.
Where do we start? We can't just walk up to people and ask.
We start here.
What do you expect to find in this mess?
Our spy would have made absolutely certain not to leave anything behind in the lab. So any incriminating evidence he would have taken with him. Maybe we'll find some of it here.
What makes you think they didn't take it with them again when everyone evacuated?
Well, for one thing, not everyone made it out.
You think he might have been killed in the attack?
Or that possibly there wasn't enough time to retrieve everything. I know, we're grasping at straws. That's the only thing we've got going for us right now.
You mean we have to search around with those things running around?
No choice, Old Bean. We must find out who the Bard Apple is. The closer you get to completing your project, the more desperate his measures will become.
One of us needs to go to the new site and deliver the focusing element. I'll stay if you want to do that, Thatch.
No. I'll stay. If someone really is working against us, I want to know who it is.
Do you think Elder Gatlin should be told?
Yes. But not yet. Let's wait until we have more to go on. This is going to be devastating enough without him knowing that we don't have a clue as to who it might be.
Alright.
Where did everyone relocate to?
Site 25.
Alright. I'll meet you there.
Where's that?
On the other side of the city. He took a big risk moving everyone there. It's the furthest point away from this place.
I don't envy them the trip. Another delightful jaunt through the sewers of Garradane.
One of the things I insisted upon were showers installed at each location.
You really did think this through.
I'm not exactly a primitive savage.
Come on, let's see what we can find.
Captain Schultz, Mr. Klent, how good to see you again. Where have you been all this time?
Stuck around the planet Garradane.
Boring patrols, mostly.
Mostly, he says. I see it hasn't been too boring. What did you bring me this time? Well, where did you get these from?
A Telemite cargo ship.
On its way home.
Really? Yeah. They are a lucky pair, aren't they?
And very grateful for their rescue.
As they should be. But really, Captain, only two? Those ships are usually crammed to the gills.
The Telemites were somewhat reluctant to part with their property.
The scoundrels. Let's see what we have here. Young, good muscle tone. Where'd you say you got her from?
Garadane.
Doesn't look like no Garandanian I've ever seen. Usually so weak.
She's different, all right. She's got some fire in her.
Really? Well, come on, girl. Let's see what you've got. Well, just like the rest. Cowards.
Thou just wish to see fire, vermin? Then I shall show thee the fires of hell!
Well, you were selling me a story shot. This one definitely has some spirit to her. What about this one?
Just a typical specimen. Hardly worth the effort to keep, really. If I don't make a decent price off him, I'll just have him put to sleep.
I'm sure something can be worked out. What if we sell them as a pair?
Whatever.
Leaving so soon? Not going to stick around for the auction?
Just make sure I get my due.
Always, Captain Schultz. Always.
I don't know, Theet. We've looked everywhere we could. There's nothing.
Then we have to look harder. I'm not going to give up on your people, Thatch.
I know. Neither am I.
Are you certain no one took any personal belongings when they left the lab? Even surreptitiously?
It was all chaos in there, you know that. As far as I can tell, everyone was focused on the job at hand. There was no time for anything else.
So perhaps you had stored his equipment inside some critical component. Something which no one would have any reason to examine too closely.
Possible. There are a few systems which need very little maintenance.
What about specific assignments? Is there anything that only one person would have detailed knowledge of? If it broke down, you'd only call him?
Everyone had to be a jack of all trades. Never knew when someone might not return from an outside run.
Those straws just keep slipping through our fingers, don't they?
I never thought I'd have to question any of my people's loyalty.
Just keep an eye out for anything. Even the most inconspicuous object can be what we're looking for.
That was definitely not what I was looking for.
Where is it?
If I knew that, I'd already be running in the opposite direction.
Interesting.
What? I have a very macabre sense of what you find interesting.
Open your eyes, Thatch. You may see the big picture.
I think my sense of proportion is just where it needs to be at the moment, thank you.
Oh, really? Did you know that we're standing in the very spot that they had set up the portal generator?
And that's supposed to make a difference about now?
Yes. Move very, and I mean very, slowly away.
Wait a minute. All those Azari soldiers standing around the portal in the generator when
They were attacked. Yes, they were. See? I knew you'd get it in time.
So you think there might be a link between the creatures in the portal? And how could that be?
I'm not done putting everything together yet.
Could you work a little faster then? They don't seem too appeased and I'm moving as fast as I can.
Easy does it, if they are protecting something. Don't want any sudden movements. I told you no sudden movements!
That was my heart racing at light speed. I can't help that.
Come on!
There's more of them.
Quick, this way!
They're all over the place.
I can't believe the speed that they can travel at.
Even faster than the speed of light.
I don't believe that. Perhaps faster than time.
Faster than time? What are you talking about?
I have an idea. Keep them busy for a second.
Excuse me?
Let's see how they like this.
They're gone.
Well, that tells us everything we need to know.
It does? I'm being a little shortchanged here.
These creatures were repulsed by a distortion of the very particles of time itself.
Any chance I can get one of those for my birthday?
Not really. But if it's of any comfort, it would have helped you in your project anyway.
Story of my life. So, now that you've pinned down our little friends, what are they?
Chronotron creatures.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I'm not surprised. They're regulated to legends and bedtime stories where I come from. Bad little boys and girls would be told that the horrible Chronotron creatures would get them. I thought they were nothing but legend myself until about 10 seconds ago.
So what are they doing here?
Good question. They exist on the strands of time itself, or so the story goes. They literally eat time.
Eat? Time?
Amazing, isn't it? Haven't you ever thought you'd forgotten something, but weren't quite certain? Odds are, a Chronotron creature came along and gobbled up that little section of your timeline.
You're making this up.
All makes sense now.
So they're attracted to our time machine.
Oh, not at all.
But you just said...
I said nothing of the sort. I said they ate time. Your little toy means nothing to them. Someone is bringing them here deliberately.
That's impossible. How could anyone know of these creatures?
Just when you think you've solved one riddle, a bigger one pops up. Irritating, isn't it?
They're coming back! Quick, use your gizmo!
I'm afraid it's a one-shot deal. They're intelligent little buggers.
Then may I suggest an undignified retreat?
We still haven't found any clue to who the spy is.
We've looked through everything. There's nothing here. Whoever it is has gone to the new site. We better get going too if we want to get there alive.
But Christine and Aaron.
Aaron wouldn't come near this place once he saw what happened. He'll know how to find us. Come on!
All right, good buyers, gather round. I have the finest humanoid product in all the system. You want hard workers? I got 'em. Breeders, too. From Garadane to Vixenti, all types, all species, all yours. You want household servants? I have them. From the stupid grunts who will haul away your waste to semi-intelligent drones, no one should be without these status symbols.
Aaron! We must away from here!
Creature from Melnar
Aaron!
6.
We're chained like animals, Christine. There's nothing we can do.
She would be an excellent showcase for your home. From top of the roof to the bottom of your basement, you'll be well pleased with the results from your very own Melnarian. And because she needs little maintenance, she's worth double whatever you pay for her here.
He likens these poor people into
100 credits.
animals.
Yes, sir,
His soul is blackened with sin.
I have
You're forgetting,
120.
as far as they're concerned, we are nothing more than animals.
125.
140. 140! Come on, you know her resale value is twice that. Be reasonable. How about 150? Who will give me 150? Hey, what are you doing? Nothing to worry about, folks. They sometimes can get a little spooked by large crowds. What are you doing?
No! No! No murdering!
Christine, no!
Sorry about that, friends. I was assured she had a gentle spirit. But not to worry. If a gentle spirit is what you're looking for, then these two items from Garadane are just what you want. Garadanians are known throughout the system for their meekness, and I can guarantee you years of trouble-free ownership with these. Now, this is a special shipment, so they must go as a pair. Let's start the bidding at 180.
Only 180? It's almost insulting.
Oh,
This is no time for jest.
specimens to be had.
If these people only knew who they were dealing with, I can assure you that a president's ransom would be considered a mere pittance.
The other
Perhaps
molded
that friendly
by
president wishes to
Garadane
come to our aid.
excellent choice
If I ever get my hands on him, he's the one who will need aid.
Could not be found. Now, who will give me a reasonable offer?
180!
That's an excellent start, my friends, but we can do much better than that. Let me have 200. 200 for 2 Garadanians is a bargain. Please, you must let me at least make up my own out-of-pocket expenses on these.
400.
I hear 400. Do I have any other bidders? 400 going once, going twice. Sold to. Your name, sir?
Ronald, of the Hazari Dakar Mining Corporation.
Set course for the planet Garadane.
Something wrong, Captain? We're not scheduled for patrol for another 2 weeks.
Remember that small ship we shot down a while ago, hiding in the asteroid belt?
Somewhat.
We finally traced what they had been up to. There were a couple of small-time mercenaries transporting cargo to Garadane.
Just as we suspected.
It's what they were transporting that's important. Their last stop was on Azimon, where they met up with a very interesting person named Iloquois.
I don't recognize the name.
He's a dealer in the rare and unusual. After some persuasion, he was willing to strike a bargain with us. Information for his freedom.
Was he able to tell us what you wanted to know?
Oh, yes. It was quite revealing. He said he sold a time-field interface stabilizer to 2 underworld characters who wouldn't say why they needed it or where they were going, but that they did pay in resources rather than currency.
Garidane.
Exactly.
So this Illico was quite useful after all. Did you give him his freedom?
Of course. Right into the hands of the Telemites. Now that he's taken care of, we have one last visit to make to Garidane.
What are your plans, sir?
We've played enough games with these people. It's time the universe is rid of them once and for all. So, you thought you could run away and hide in the midst of time, did you, Garidane? And deny us your wealth, your labor, your souls? Well, you're wrong. We tried to teach you the error of your ways, that your lot in this existence is nothing more than slavery to our whims. But you thought you could find your freedom. And now, what little freedom you had, I am going to take away.
Thermo weapons?
Oh, nothing so quick, Mr. Klent. Contact the Second Fleet and have them rendezvous with us at the planet. We're going to go through each and every city one by one and take them apart in the slowest manner possible. I want every one of those worthless Garidanes to see us as block by block, building by building, house by house, their world is destroyed from under them. Whatever hope they had, Mr. Klent, dies tonight!